when we left off a while ago, we were talking about proof that Donald Trump's being politically correct is not a good reason to vote for him. And we mentioned the names of some others who are blatantly politically incorrect, such as Ted Cruz, Glenn Beck, Ann Coulter, Judge Jeanine Pirro, Allen West. The list could go on. Michelle Malkin, Sarah Palin, so many others that refuse to be politically correct, but they are not held the heroes that Trump is. And so my question is, besides being arrogant and disgustingly obnoxious, what else does Donald Trump have to offer? What makes him the savior of America? And there's two possible reasons. One would be for another video series completely, but it would be he is a reflection of who America is, which is the same reason Obama was elected continuously. Obama's election, in my opinion, has nothing to do with him being black, but that he reflects America's character. And but that's for another video series, which I'm seriously thinking about doing. But anyway, also the other possible scenario is some kind of conspiracy theory, and I know that conspiracy theorists are not viewed in the best light, but there's got to be some reason other than he's politically incorrect that Donald Trump is being shoved to the forefront of the Republican candidates and being held a hero. But leaving that point, let's go on to the third point. Trump is bold on calling out the liberals and their handling of illegal immigration. Again, he's not the only figure who has done that. There have been several who have been extremely outspoken on the problems with illegal immigration. Ted Cruz again, Mike Huckabee, Carly Fiorina, Bobby Jindal, many others, politicians, we could go down the list. They have been very outspoken on shutting down the borders. They've been outspoken on amnesty and defunding these sanctuary cities. But when Donald Trump says it, the heavens have opened. Why is that? I agree with Trump's idea on illegals, but I think he needs to be careful in shooting off his mouth and making statements as bold as "I have proof." When asked at the Fox News debates last week, he was asked about his statement that he has proof that the Mexicans are pushing their violent criminals on America because they don't want them over there and don't want to have to deal with them over there. He was asked, "What is your proof?" And after him hawing around the subject a little bit, he eventually says that he has been down to the border and that some of the border crossing guards and stuff that have an insight to what's going on in Mexico have told him this. I don't doubt they told him that. They probably did. And I wouldn't put it past the Mexican government to be doing something like that. However, in a court of law, that would be called hearsay. It is not proof. So if Trump is going to make those statements, then he needs to have proof. And he needs to know what proof means and quit acting like every other politician and making comments or accusations or any kind of statement that he can't back up. So there again, that's proof that just because he takes a strong stance on immigration does not make him any better candidate than these other candidates who have taken the same stance, and even the non-candidates who have taken the same stance on immigration. And lastly, we talked about the entertainment factor. Donald Trump is an entertainer, and Americans like to be entertained. We live in an entertainment-crazed society. But we've let our, in that desire and in that constant feeding off of entertainment, we've let our guard down and we've become comfortable. And as long as, we don't feel that we have to stand up and fight if we have somebody come in on a white horse and deliver us. But if they're going to come in and deliver us, don't make us uncomfortable in that process. And, in our efforts toward victory, keep us laughing, keep us entertained, keep our selfish needs fed, and that is what Donald Trump has done. Freedom isn't won or maintained through comfort zones. It isn't preserved through our overindulgence of our selfish desire to be entertained. Whatever happened to these American sentiments? Patrick Henry, during the Revolutionary period, said, "Give me liberty or give me death." I believe in today's culture, that statement would be changed to, "Give me liberty? No, wait. Just give me welfare, cell phone, and cable TV." People have it made. Somebody's feeding them, somebody's entertaining them, somebody is making them superficially happy, and they are not inconvenienced. You can have my freedoms as long as you keep me entertained. That is what America exudes today. What about John Paul Jones, the father of the American Navy, when his ship was going down during the Revolutionary War? And, and everybody's, you've lost it. Give it up. And his statement was, "I have not yet begun to fight." And he continued fighting. Today, that statement would read, "I am not about to fight. I'll just sit here on my fat, lazy behind and complain until someone comes along and fixes this mess." And we sit around and we let our soldiers go off and fight for our freedoms and everyone else's freedoms. And we let ISIS come in and behead our people. We let our soldiers in home stations, working at home stations, go into their place unarmed and allow people to come in and gun them down. And I am very thankful for these few people who have gone out and put their sidearms on and stood in front of these recruiting centers to protect our soldiers. But, it shouldn't have even come to that. And furthermore, I don't believe that these guys should be out there alone. We should all be rising up somehow. And I'm as guilty as the next of, posting on Facebook or complaining about it or talking about it, but not really knowing what to do. I'm not one of those people who want to sit back and do nothing. Just don't really know what to do. So we need leaders to rise up and show the rest of us what to do. How do we fight back? But when they come onto the forefront, we can't just sit back and say, "Okay, you do it. You've got this. I'm going to go home and watch it on the news and see how it turns out." And that's where we are in America. Other reasons that Trump, that's a good one. Other reasons that Trump is a bad choice is his arrogance. He is one of the most arrogant men I have ever heard speak. Almost matches Obama's arrogance. Arrogant people have no one's interest at heart but their own. His self-interest will come first if he is elected president. He'll do what's best for America as long as it doesn't interfere with what's best for Trump. He has a bulldozer mentality. That's another thing that's wrong. Not only in the way he thinks, let's just bulldoze this through. He's impulsive, acting out of emotion. And I act out of emotion sometimes. I understand that, so I can recognize it in someone else. But he's got these people cheering him on in that, and that just feeds him, and he's becoming a monster. And that's what he needs. He needs his ego fed. He'll run his policies through like a bulldozer without ever stopping to critically think, is this what's best for America? Does this support our constitutional principles? Is this best for the American people? Kind of sounds like what we have in office right now, doesn't it?